I don't care how many TikToks you make and how many think pieces you write and how many podcasts don't come out. These people gonna do what they need to do to make money. And you either roll with it or you don't. How about we finally have an honest conversation about Black capitalism and the Black hair care industry? Let's do it. Hey y'all, it's SheRea. What's up? Back with another video. As you can see from the title, today we'll be talking about capitalism, specifically Black capitalism. It's a lot. Capitalism is so big and so wild and so evil that I just thought it would make more sense just to talk about the Black hair care industry, because we could talk about this stuff all day, right? We could talk about capitalism in everything, because capitalism is omnipresent. It is pervasive. It is everywhere. So we're just gonna talk about Black hair care for that reason. And I love and I know Black hair care, so that's another reason for it. It's going to be very US centric. So we're gonna talk about capitalism, Black capitalism within a United States context, just because again, capitalism is so big and so evil. And lastly, I thought with the latest drama of the virility of the Mielle rosemary oil and its subsequent acquisition by P&G Beauty, Procter and Gamble, that this would be a perfect case study to talk about this topic. The content and the jokes, they really write themselves. They practically write themselves. Let's remember that it's not just about Mielle. We have a tendency, especially as Black people, to focus on the tree and not the forest, right? It's not just Mielle, it's not just this brand, this one Black brand. It's about capitalism writ large, right? It's about how capitalism destroys everything and how capitalism has effects on everything and all of us, right? But if you are new here and you've never seen my face, but you like my face, definitely be sure to subscribe so you can stick around. I've been talking about Mielle offline with the girlies in the insider tea and with like personal friends for like weeks now since the oil went viral and sold out. But I just don't want to talk about it on YouTube because I've already been there and I've already talked about Mielle on my channel, and I committed to not talk about the brand anymore just because the brand doesn't need my publicity, right? I stopped supporting Mielle back in 2020 when the co-owner of Mielle, Melvin Rodriguez, called, harassed, and bullied a fellow influencer based on a review on YouTube. I just want to underline the fact, because people tend to miss this, that Mielle used the customer's personal information from an order. She placed an order and they use that information to then harass and bully her. We tend to always skirt around the issue that harassment and bullying was the major tipping point for a lot of us, right? I do want to say that this is an open conversation. You can feel free to drop your comments, your opinions down below. You do not have to agree with me. You can certainly disagree, and if you agree, hey boo, and if you don't, that's okay. Don't get crazy in the comments. Just be respectful to me as well as other people in the comments, because I know y'all like to tussle. Where do we start? First of all, Mielle has recently been acquired by Procter and Gamble, as we know, but Mielle has not been 100% Black owned since 2021, right? Mielle sold some of its shares, as far as I know, in 2021. So we are 2 years away from 2021. So it's been a little minute that Mielle hasn't been 100% Black owned. So what does it mean to even be Black owned? Is it to be 100% Black owned? Is it to be a majority shareholder or stakeholder? Is it to what does it mean? Is it to have once been Black owned? A lot of our favorite brands are now Black founded. What does Black owned mean? And why is it important to us, right? These are all things that we can talk about. So for those of you who are appalled, outraged, and you know, there's a lot of backlash because Mielle is no longer Black owned. Mielle has not been 100% Black owned for a while now, and y'all just say no. And it be like that, right? It'd be like that. Before we dive in though, let's talk about capitalism, right? And what exactly is capitalism? Let's go to this definition of capitalism. Capitalism is often thought as an economic system. Capitalism is a system. Just like white supremacy is a system, racism is a system, colorism, sizeism, fat phobia, these are all systems. It's not just based on the individual, it's about a system of oppression in which private actors own and control property in accord with their interests, and demand and supply freely set prices in markets in a way that can serve the best interests of society, at least in theory, right? The central feature of capitalism is the motive to make profit. Capitalism is all about profits over people. It's never about people. It's always about profit, especially when you get to that level where you are in major retailers like Target and Sally's and Ulta. It's about the profit margins. It's about making money, because who goes into business to lose money, right? Everyone wants money, and we want as much of it as possible. Remember, there's no we in capitalism. There's no we, there's no us in capitalism. But there are two I's. There's a lot of I's. But there's no we. Capitalism isn't for us, it's for them. That's not to say that we don't have to operate within capitalism. As Black people and as Black women, we have to navigate capitalism, right? That is the structure of our society, especially in the United States. So I do the best I can within capitalism, right? I try to survive within capitalism. But I know at the heart of the thing, capitalism isn't good. Capitalism is always going to be bad. There's very little ways in which capitalism is good, because at the heart of it, it's exploitation. At the heart of it is manipulation. We don't need Black billionaires. We don't need Black millionaires. That is not going to change the welfare of Black people, right? And I think there's this push for Black people to achieve wealth and achieve the very essence of the American dream, but the American dream doesn't save us, and capitalism does not save Black people. We have to dismantle white supremacy before we can achieve true freedom. And that's just gonna be what it is. That's why I say capitalism is evil. Obviously, I'm anti-capitalism because capitalism is just an offshoot of white supremacy. And obviously, as a Black woman, I'm anti-white supremacy. People like Mielle and other Black brands and the Jay-Z and the Beyoncés of the world and the Rihannas, they don't become these multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires without exploitation, exploiting Black people, Black emotion, Black trauma. You don't make that level of money without stepping on the little people, right? And little people are often people that look like us. That's just how capitalism works. But like I said, we gotta do the best with it that we can, right? All of us do. For me, Black owned isn't enough, right? I am still a proponent. I don't want this to be lost. I am still a proponent of supporting Black owned businesses. I still support Black owned businesses as much as I can. The place I get my nails done, a Black owned salon. The place I get my hair done, a Black owned salon. The products that I buy Black owned products. And because I want to invest in us, I want us to do well. I want us to succeed. And I've never wanted a Black brand not to do well. But we also always have to remember that capitalism in and of itself will not save us. And even as much as I want to invest in us, that's also not enough, right? And that's why this conversation is so multi-layered, because I want to invest in us. I want us to grow. I want us to succeed. But at the same time, capitalism is that evil cloud over us, right? It's something that cannot be simplified. It's something that's not easy, but it just is what it is, right? I'm not saying to be anti-Black businesses. That's not what this video is going to be about, because that's not how I roll. I'm Black as hell. But Black owned isn't enough. And I think that's where some of us really fall off the path, is that we invest our money in anything that's black. If they look like us, we're going to invest in it. If they talk like us, we're going to put our money behind it. And that's just not enough. You can't, like I said in my previous video, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And just because somebody may appear to have the best interests of black people at heart, that's just not true. A lot of these brands do not care about us. They love black money and black dollars, but they do not love black people. And that's just the long and short of it. When I heard about Mielle being sold and the outrage and the backlash, honestly, LeBron came to mind. That LeBron meme came to mind. I was like, now what y'all thought was gonna happen? This oil is viral on TikTok. It is TikTok viral. Everyone is talking about it. This brand is in major retailers. This brand is making mad coins. Why wouldn't a white company want to own them? And why wouldn't this black company want to be sold to make money? If the goal is to make money, why are we surprised? We've been here before. This is not new to us. I want to say I told y'all so, but I told y'all so. And y'all just wanted your $5 deep conditioner. And here we are. I mean, I'm teasing, but I just don't think them selling should be the breaking point for you to not support them. Because the goal was always to support them for them to make money. And now that's what they about to do. They about to make real money. So what's the problem? It's almost a natural trajectory for brands, right? They start small, online, they're at little pop-up shops, you know, the World Natural Hair Show, little events throughout your city. They're working, they're marketing, influencers are talking about them, therefore customers are talking about them, influencers, customers, influencers, customers. Then they make their way into major retailers like Target and Ulta and Sephora, and we're supporting them and we want to see them win, and yeah, bye, and then they're sold and they change the formula, right? That is a natural trajectory of a black-owned brand. That's what we've seen, right? Why are we outraged? Why is there backlash? Didn't we see this coming? So what does being sold mean for the future of Mielle? I don't know. We don't know. According to the owner and an Instagram post, Mielle is committed to black people, to black women, and will not be changing its formulas. That's what the brand has said. So we gonna see. That's all I'm gonna say. We gonna see. What I will say is that we've seen our other faves be sold and completely changed. We saw with Shea Moisture, the curl enhancing smoothie was a staple for me back in 2010 when I first went natural. It's changed. We saw with Carol's Daughter. A lot of people love those Carol's Daughter products. The ingredients changed, the formula changed. We saw it with the Main Choice, which happened more recently, where I loved a lot of products from the Main Choice. I put on a lot of folks to the Main Choice. And then the Main Choice changed my favorite product. So will it happen with Mielle? Well, we don't know for sure, but we know it's happened in the past. Maybe this time will be different, and that will be wonderful. It will be beautiful. Because even though I don't support Mielle, it doesn't mean that I personally don't want Mielle to do well. And Mielle works for people, and it just is what it is. That's capitalism, right? Capitalism gives us a choice to choose who we want to support. I may choose not to support them at all, but you gotta do what is best for you and your personal interests. I personally, SheRea DelSol, does not have an issue with black brands selling a part or a whole of their brand. A brand is allowed to sell whatever the hell they want to sell. If they want to sell their souls, they're allowed to sell their souls. I don't have an issue with any black brand no longer being black owned if that is in the best interest of their company. Because again, it was never about us to begin with, right? We always have to remember that. So when Shea Moisture sold to L'Oreal, I believe, or Unilever, I didn't have an issue with it Carol's daughter is the one that sold to L'Oreal, I'm pretty sure. Girl, whatever, big white brand. I didn't have an issue with it. I still supported Shea Moisture until some other stuff came up. We're not gonna talk about it right now. I still supported Shea Moisture. Carol's daughter, I still buy Carol's daughter products. I don't buy the OG products because they are not the same, but I still do buy some Carol's daughter products. The Cocoa Creme is still one of my favorite. They're no longer black owned, but that product works for me. And as long as something works for me, I'ma use it. And that's what I think about Mielle. If the products still work for you, use them. Use them until they don't. And when they stop working, you move on. And that is just what you have to do. I don't think we should stop supporting a brand because it's no longer black owned, because that's laughable to me, because the same reason we supported them was for that, which was for them to make money, is the same reason we cut them off, because they're trying to make money. You can't have both. If you're gonna go all the way with capitalism, you have to go all the way. If you want to support people to make them rich, you can't be mad when they make money moves to make themselves richer. That is capitalism. That is how it works. The Main Choice. I love The Main Choice, raved about The Main Choice, and I did so until the formulas changed and I no longer wanted to support. My issue with black brands isn't that they sell their companies and that they get rich and make money. Kudos to you. If your goal is to make a profit, you're making one hell of a profit right now. Kudos to you. So selling is not my issue. That is not my hang up. My issue though is when the formulas change. You take out the babasu oil. You take out the obsidian oil or whatever fancy schmancy oil that you had in there. You take it out and you replace it with canola oil. And you take out the nice extracts and you cheapen the product and keep the price the same. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna slap me in the face like that. And that is my issue. These brands have a certain formula that we know and love. They cheapen the formula at the same price. That is capitalism, but I'm not gonna stand for it because I'm a switch up. When you switch up, I switch up. When you change up, I change up. You're not gonna sell me a cheap $20 conditioner with water and canola oil when I was buying that same deep conditioner with exotic oils and butters for the same $20. If you're gonna switch up on the ingredients, then I'm gonna need you to switch up on the price. You're not gonna sell me no cheap formula. You're not gonna do that. Not when there's hundreds of small black-owned brands. It's a lot to unpack, y'all, and I hope y'all are still here. If you're still here, drop a fire emoji just so I can know you're a real one. But let's talk about the oil going viral, right? And subsequently being sold out. So a white TikToker makes a TikTok that now has like millions and millions of views, singing the praises of the Mielle oil. The oil thereafter goes viral. White women start buying the oil, using the oil. Now there's a shortage of the Mielle oil. And because of that, a lot of people took to TikTok. I'm not on TikTok because Chale. I'm not on TikTok, but I heard that the girls are going crazy on TikTok because it's sold out, and you know, white people always stealing what's ours, and this is ours, and they don't even need oil, and why would they do that? They have shelves and shelves, and we have nothing. That's selfish. That's, you know, they're gentrifying our hair care products and there's little for us to have in the first place. I mean, I've heard it all. And again, for me personally, again, the LeBron meme comes up. I just don't think that in 2023, I guess this really started like in 2022, I don't think within the last 2 or 3 years that black women have a shortage of natural hair products. We just don't. We just don't, y'all. We just do not. We just don't. Maybe in the major retailers, we don't have the shelf space that white brands do. But on the online space, e-commerce is huge. And don't come on here telling me that, oh, I want to buy it in store and I want to buy it on the ground. Amazon is the biggest online retailer in the United States. We're on Amazon every day. If you can buy shoes and clothes on Amazon, you can buy hair products from a black-owned business online. A lot of black-owned businesses do not have the budget do not have that reach where they can ever make it to Target or Walmart, but they exist and they're online and there's hundreds of them. And that's why I guess, and maybe it's ignorance, right? Maybe Black women don't know that there are options, but I'm telling you that there are. And if people would actually research and do a little YouTube, they would find hundreds of Black brands that can cater to their hair and their hair needs. So although I understand the frustration and I know how pervasive whiteness is and how ugly white supremacy is, this just ain't our fight. Because there's just so much hair oil that we can buy. There's Henna Souk, there's Camille Rose, there's Alake Naturals, there's Uhuru Naturals. I thought of these off the top of my head. There's Kinky Tresses. I will leave some oil options down below for those of you who can't find the Mielle oil. But y'all are really going hard for some vegetable oil. The first ingredient in the Mielle oil is some soybean oil. What is soybean oil? It might as well be canola. And that is no shade to Mielle. This is not supposed to be a shady Mielle video. I've done that video already. This is just using them as a case study. This is for any brand. We're really going hard for some vegetable oil, y'all. Really? And not only can we buy hair oil, but we can also make hair oil. I will link my DIY hair oil down below. We are pressed about the hair growth oil because we think it's affordable. But is it? Is it more affordable than anything else? Because you're getting 2 ounces of oil for around $10, right? There are brands that are online brands, because they're not in major retailers, because that's also how capitalism works, that are giving you the same value for better ingredients. So why are we stuck on this oil? Also, y'all, we do not need hair growth oil. I love me a good oil, don't get me wrong, right? But hair growth oil is not the end all be all of my hair growth routine or my length retention routine. Brands market to us about hair growth because they know that's what we want. We're pressed about it. We want long hair. We want thick hair. But y'all, Black women, we grow hair. We grow hair. And we can grow our hair long. The issue with the Black hair care and Black women and their hair is length retention. We don't know how to retain the length that's coming out of our scalp. All of us grow about a ½ an inch of hair a month. But most of us don't retain it. We break it off with brushes, combs, blow dryers, flat irons, relaxers, colors. But we can grow long hair. I've grown my hair multiple times down my back. I done effed it up because I be messing it up, you know what I mean? But we can grow long hair if we want to. So even the marketing around Black hair care is so tragic to me and so exploitive, because it really exploits our ignorance. It exploits our insecurities of growing and maintaining long hair. But y'all don't need no hair growth oil. Like, why are we crying over some hair oil? We really do not need no hair growth oils, y'all. We need things on our ends to protect the integrity of our ends so that our hair don't break off. That's a whole different conversation, y'all. As Black people and as Black women, we need to unlearn the things that we think about our hair. Our hair is not unmanageable. Our hair does grow. Our hair can flourish. And a lot of brands really capitalize on our ignorance and really exploit our insecurities, and we just have to be smarter consumers. There are hundreds of brands that I can lean on, and I encourage you to try different things. There are hundreds of brands, and that's why I don't understand this blind loyalty to brands that spit on us and shit on us, because there are other brands out there that love us, that care about us, that want our hair and our edges to flourish. And that's why when, I heard that the white girls are buying up Mielle, here's the thing, y'all. You can't have capitalism without capitalism. You have to remember that when we push these people to the forefront, things are going to change. You can either keep investing in those people and buying what they're selling, or you can move on. And we can sit here all day and cry about it, argue about it, but capitalism gonna capitalize always and forever. We cried about Shea Moisture. We cried about Carol's Daughter. We cried about The Main Choice. They didn't change their formulas back. They didn't ask for customer feedback. They didn't want it because they wanted profit over people. So as people, how do we move forward? What do we do next? How do we navigate capitalism? I don't care how many TikToks you make and how many think pieces you write and how many podcasts don't come out. These people gonna do what they need to do to make money. And you either roll with it or you don't. Anyway, y'all, this video has been long enough, so I'm going to get off here and shut up. There's a lot more that I can say. There's a lot more we can talk about. If there's anything that sticks out to you and you want to hear more about, definitely let me know. But let's always remember that capitalism is always going to capitalize. Capitalism is always going to capitalize. And it's always profits over people. It's always profits over people. But love and light to you all, and I hope your edges flourish. Peace, y'all. Bye. Oh yeah, let me know what you think down below. We talked about a lot today. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're not thinking. Are you gonna keep supporting Black-owned brands when they sell to bigger conglomerates? What you gonna do? What you think? Let me know. Anyway, y'all, bye for now.